welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So this is the third video I've done about DeFi Kingdoms, which is the sort of DeFi RPG game running on the Harmony blockchain. At least this version is Harmony blockchain. It's also a version running on the Avalanche blockchain. So just doing a very sort of brief overview of what's going on here. You can see here, this is my game avatar and my character. This is what the sort of the kingdom looks like. There's various of these sort of buildings you go into to do various tasks. The underlying token is called Jewel. So on the Harmony blockchain uses a token called One, and the DeFi Kingdoms game has a token called Jewel. So we can see I've got $135 worth of Jewel. I've done some various things with that. I've staked some to get a sort of a small passive income, and then I've also done some liquidity pool stuff. So I've basically taken part of the liquidity pool between the Jewel and the One token, and then I get a small amount of the fees from that. So just their previous videos. Something I haven't pointed out before. We can see here there's some land stuff. So this is NFT land owned by various players. There's not very much of it around at the moment, and if you want to buy some, it is super expensive. So this one here is being sold for $500,000 jewels. So that's about $1.5 million if you want to go and buy that. So the problem is there's not very much land. So it's all ridiculous prices. This is over $100,000. So it's kind of the problems with some of these games. When there's not when there's not much, obviously there's not much probably demand for buying this at these ridiculous prices. There needs to be a lot more land out there for that to work. But anyway, I'm obviously not working at that level. So the one thing I haven't done yet is bought a character. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. And to do that, we go to the Tavern. So with the one part of DeFi Kingdoms is to sort of tell people about how to use tokens, and you can exchange tokens and do this liquidity stuff in the garden and stake them. And then the other part of the game, I guess, the more RPG element, which hasn't really been fully developed yet, but is sort of coming, is these characters. So they are effectively NFT characters that you can then go off and do quests with. You can sort of do various different sort of mission quests and leveling up quests and things like that. I go to the Tavern, and there does seem to be there is a sort of a rental option, but I've not really worked out how you can rent characters out. So here it says you can list your hero for hire, and you can see ones that were recently hired, but I haven't worked out yet how you can. I suppose I have to have a character and then I can hire it out. I guess that's how it works. So I need to buy a hero. So these are, to my mind, sort of fairly expensive. So we're talking about over $100. You need to have $100 worth of Jewel token here in order to buy. This is the cheapest hero. There is a breeding mechanic as well. So if you have two of these characters and enough sort of requisite tokens and materials, you can go and sort of, it's not called breeding, you go and summon another character. So that's the sort of way these characters are created. But these, as we can see here, as with all these sort of marketplaces, it's quite difficult at the early stage to work out is there any good option in terms of, is there a good way to spend your money? I don't really think there is at the moment. So we can see here there are certain there's male or female characters. There's this sort of shiny ability. There's different classes, and then there's different sort of things here. So there's their level, there's their gen. So obviously the lower the numbers, the lower the gen, the better. The higher the level, the better. They're common, or there's an uncommon one here. Obviously higher levels of rarity and more expensive. Then you have the summons. So this, again, trying to work this out, it's not very clear. This is, I think, the number of summons you can do with these. Obviously, with this character, you can do 2 summons and they both happen. So a bit like Axie Infinity, they're sort of breeding, and then there's a sort of every time you breed, it takes longer to cool down. So all these ones here, clearly, as these are the cheapest ones, these have all been bred out. So if I buy one of these, I can't do any more summoning or breeding to create new characters. That's why people are trying to sell these ones off. There's stamina, so this is like a energy system. So to do the task, it takes a certain number of energy stamina units. and then you do these missions to XP to level them up, and this is the level there. So that's roughly what I'm sort of thinking about. There's obviously a health and there's a mana. I'm not quite sure what that is for, and then there's just the serial number. So there's quite a lot of these. So 200,000 of these NFTs out there. Obviously, people who got in early have been sort of summoning them and doing the typical stuff and sort of breeding out and selling on or hiring. Some of these are on. This one's just done a summon, so this is completed its summons. It's on a 15-day summon cooldown. It doesn't really matter because there's none left to do on it. But so the cheapest one is 38. I mean, I'm not too bothered about this. I mean, this one here, these ones are uncommon. So you think perhaps that's sort of the main rarity thing we're looking at here. This is a level 1 Gen 4. This is a level 1 Gen 3. So probably this one's a bit more valuable to some degree. I don't know if there's an aesthetic thing here. I don't think that's the most pretty one. There's a pirate. No idea. Anything else to say on this one? So it's going to be full in 5 hours. So again, I'm doing this for sort of fun rather than doing it for any sort of. I'm not going to be a power user. So probably for me, I probably care about aesthetics more actually than actually whether this is a common or uncommon. So I could mess around with some of these things, I suppose, if I wanted to get like a Gen 1 maybe. I could apply that and see if I can get anything. So I've got this one. I've actually not done any summons at all. No, see, I'm assuming that means that's the summons left. It's sort of quite confusing whether. So this one's actually quite useful. This is going to be 40, which is the most money I've got. It's a Gen 1, and it aesthetically looks nice. And it actually has a whole bunch of summons left. So that if I was going to resell it, that might be quite valuable. I mean, that one's slightly cheaper. So maybe that one's better. That one's level 2. I don't know. It really makes any odds. So this one's a ninja archer. That one's a monk thief. I don't understand. That's his summons cooldown. As if maybe this means that it hasn't got any more summons left. Actually, let's buy this one. At least it's in the middle, so there's something going on there. So I'm going to buy the hero. So we can see here the stats. It is a forager, so you have one of these professions. You can see how it was summoned. So these 2 rare Gen 0 characters summoned this one. We can see the sales history. So the price has come smashing down. 65 to begin with. It's gone up a little bit, 35. Okay, so that's fine. So approve this. So this is just a blockchain thing. So I'm approving that I can interact with with that smart contract. Just wait for that to go through on the blockchain. Okay, and now I can spend my money and buy that. So it looks like that's worked. So what exciting things can I do now? It doesn't actually tell me that I've got a hero there. It's sort of a bit weird, this user interface thing I find a bit weird. So I do have one. Presumably I could go into, no, it's not the marketplace, is it? It is the Tavern. And if I wanted to, presumably I could sell my one there. So I could set a price there and sort of try and sell it on if I wanted to, which I don't. Now the thing I'm interested in, so I can't see this thing about, still not sure about this hiring. No. Maybe you've got interested to sort of list my hero for hire. So I could. So I still can't see where people are hiring these from. So this is rent history. So this isn't the purchase price, this is the rent price. So we can see someone rented one for 5. Instead of buying for 40, they bought for 5. I don't know how long the rental thing is for. Someone rented a mythical priest for 50. So you can see obviously the more rare you have. I don't understand how someone's rented that I don't know. So I can list my hero for hire. Don't know how it defines how long you're doing it for. I need to look more into that. I think rental is a really interesting sort of thing to do, but I've only got one, so I won't do that. So I can actually, I need to go back to the tavern, and now I think I can do maybe start a quest. So I can choose my hero. Can I select hero? So I'm going to take 5 stamina. I've got 26 stamina. I've got 15 less. Okay, so I've done that. I'm going to continue. So I can have up to 6. Obviously, I've only got 1. Primary is going to increase my dexterity. Can take 20 seconds and take 5 stamina per attempt. Okay, so it can take a minute. Again, so I have to pay the gas fee for this, which is actually a bit more expensive than some of the other ones. So that's one. This is one of the main things you can do with your NFT characters. Now you can send them on quests and level them up. I think there are other quests where you can start collecting sort of materials and things like that you can do crafting with, so I'll have to sort of check that out. Now we can see that's got a we're playing darts, aren't we? Okay, well, we're not actually doing anything, but so there, if I go to active quests, it will tell me that they are in the tavern with Layla playing darts, and if obviously I had loads of these, it would sort of fill that out. So inventory, I haven't got any gold in there. I haven't got any gold. I haven't worked out how to get gold. Locked balance, no. Total balance. Okay. So that's going to finish now. Let's see what it does anything. Oh, I have to pay to complete the quest. What? That's weird. Let's go back to the tavern. So that's got an exclamation mark. Right, so active quest. So I do have to pay another gas fee to complete the quest. That's odd. Okay, so, and again, that's a lot more. I mean, still not expensive, but it's a lot more expensive than some of the other gas fees I've paid in the game. So I have to do another transaction to complete the quest. Okay, so all right, okay, so I did 3, I won 1, lost 2, and I've got some XP, and I've got some gold. Cool. So could do similar things here. The gambler. So obviously you're not actually doing any. This is just like a text-based thing. So no. UI goes a bit odd here, doesn't it? Oh, am I? Ah, I used up all my stamina. Okay. So now, hero details. What will it tell me about my stamina? Full in 8 hours. So I've got to wait 8 hours now in order to do that. Okay, at least I got some gold. So here we go, starting to get an idea about DeFi Kingdoms, how it works. I would say, like with all these sort of games, it's been out for a sort of, trying to think how long it is. Probably getting on for 6 months, probably 8 months even. Coming into a game that's sort of had a lot of people playing it. The price of everything sort of gets expensive. So it's, you're effectively paying $100 per NFT character to buy the cheapest characters. And that's before you can sort of even go around to summoning. So I think you go to the portal here if you want to go, and if you can summon. So you have to go and get some crystals. The Archdruid. I select 2 heroes whose essences will be attracting you here. You must at least 1 hero. I can rent another one. That's interesting. You will need some Gaia's Tears and Jewel. I can help you infuse extra if you want extra blessings. So I need 10 tears. I haven't got any tears. Oh dear. Well, that's into that then. But There's a higher one. So you need 10 tiers. Okay, so this is the hiring thing then. So the hiring bit is for the summoning. Okay, you're not just hiring a character to go and do the other things. You're hiring them, and there's a summon fee. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, it makes sense. So I can go back and set my one up for hiring. I need to check what how the higher price and the summon fee, how those two things are different. That suddenly starts to get very expensive. Okay, interesting. So that'll be something for another video, I think. I think for the time being, we'll leave DeFi Kingdoms as it is. Come back when I've got some more XP to use up. Thanks for watching. Come back soon. See what's going on. See you.